Do you ever struggle with trying to figure out what kind of content to come up with, or trying to just continue to come up with content? Well, I get it. And today on this video, we're going to talk about streamlining your strategy with content and being able to use one piece of content and repurpose it in many places. So if that is something you are interested in, keep watching. Well, hello, awesome people, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new to me, I am Marsha Lynn Hudson. I am a digital marketer and brand strategist. And as you know, this channel is dedicated to helping you build a brand, build a successful business, have a thriving business, everything that you need as an entrepreneur. So I hope that you would become a subscriber, hit that notification bell, ding, ding, ding. And every time we do a video, you will be notified, which is weekly. We give videos to help you grow and brand your business. So let's dive into today. I want to talk about how I use a piece of content and I streamline and then put it in many different places. Now, as a digital marketer and a brand strategist, and I've been in this space since 2015, and it's just so much that we can do as entrepreneurs, business owners. It's just so much we can do with content, and content, as we know, is king, queen, right? It's the kingdom. So how can we create content and not have to continue to think about what to do, where do I get content? So let me share my strategy with you. Each week I have like a planning day, right? And I decide what my content theme will be for that week. Now I have an assistant and we kind of talk about this is going to be the theme for this week. Now, for instance, let's say the theme is on content marketing, right? Or how to repurpose your content. And I have a piece of content that deals with building a strong brand, right? Because that's my thing, right? And so if I decide, okay, that's the content that I'm going to use for this upcoming week, I can use that content for a video like this, my podcast. I can use it for my social media. I can make a reel out of it for Instagram. I can put it on my Facebook. I can share it in my group. I can make an ideal pin for Pinterest. In other words, even a blog, I can use this one piece of content and use it everywhere. So for example, let's say I decided that I wanted to make a video on how to build a brand and how to streamline your strategy, because we don't want to be overwhelmed. We want to learn how to streamline, and we definitely don't want to be figuring out how can we come up with content. Well, if I did that piece of video on how to build a brand and grow your business, then I can talk about 5 ways to do that, right? Because that's my industry. So you think of things from your industry, and I can talk about 5 ways to build a brand and grow your business. Well, I can make that into a video like this and do the video with the 5 ways. Now I can make it into a reel, and I can do, since I normally do a reel for about 1 minute, well, I can talk about 2 ways to build your brand, or 1 particular way to build your brand. Now I've used that content and made it into a reel. Well, I can use that same content and make it into a blog, right? Because blogs, they do not need to be long. And so in the blog, I can talk about the 5 ways. I can make that into an email that I send out to my email list. So I can take this one piece of content and put it everywhere. Now, I can even talk about it on a podcast, right? So let's say that I'm going to have a 3-day strategy for that week. And I tell my clients, you really only need a 3-day strategy for social media, and you don't need to be everywhere. So let's say you talked about that 5 ways to build your brand and grow your business, and you did that 1 day of the week. Now let's say a 2nd day of the week, you talked about it in a storytelling format, and you can just talk about branding and building a brand and what it will do for your business. So now you're still using the same content, you're tweaking it and changing it a little, right? And so now you can talk about that in a storytelling format. And when I say storytelling format, just talk like you're talking to one client. Now another day, you could even find like a motivational saying or a quote that deals with branding. Post that to your LinkedIn or your Facebook and then talk about that. So in other words, I like to say have a planning day where you're like, day 1, we're going to do this with the theme. Day 2, this with the theme. And day 3, this with the theme. And so now you can just use this same theme and use it your 3 days for the week and repurpose it across multiple platforms in a variety of ways. Like I said, when I use Instagram, I mainly do reels, or I may do a carousel where it has 4 or 5 slots, but it's still surrounding that theme. On LinkedIn, I may post an image and talk about that same theme on LinkedIn. For Facebook, I may do just a video, a Zoom video, and talk about that same thing, upload it to Facebook. I could even do an ideal pin for Pinterest if that's where you're on Pinterest, or I could even do a YouTube short. So in other words, I'm taking this one piece of content, and you will take it from your industry, and I'm repurposing it everywhere. Now for the podcast, if you have a podcast and you talk in your podcast alone and you don't have guests, you can talk about that, or bring on a guest and talk about it. So you take this one piece of content and you're not trying to figure out all of this different content. You're not trying to come up with all of these different things for 1 week. One piece of content, 3-day-a-week strategy. You can build a very successful brand, a memorable brand that people will remember, and have a thriving business, especially if you're consistent week after week with your 3-day plan and very good content that your audience needs. So I hope that this was very helpful to you. I hope that you will subscribe to our channel, because this is what we do. We're teaching you how to build a brand, how to have a thriving business, entrepreneurship tips, and things like that that will help you grow your business. So hit that notification bell, and every time we do a video, you will be notified. So don't forget that you are the secret sauce to your success.